Hey guys, Panda here. I just wanted to come on here and say before the video gets started that during the recording process of this, I got very sick. So if at any point my voice sounds kind of weird or some of the sentences I throw together seem a little discombobulated, that's probably why. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Project Geometra. We are getting started here in today's episode too. I got a couple of plans for some things that we're going to be doing. A lot of general getting off the ground work that needs to be done. But I just wanted to go ahead and give a huge shout out to all you guys for all the support on episode 1. It did absolutely phenomenal and has honestly created such a drive and passion to, work really hard on this project and keep things going. So yeah, I thank you all. I'm probably going to talk a little bit more about it in some future segments of the video, but just wanted to go ahead and let y'all know that y'all are very appreciated. And I know I'm speaking for myself right now, but I think that goes for all of us on here. Everybody's episodes seem to be doing fairly well in terms of our viewer base and everything, so it's been received well, so we're going to keep trekking along and pushing out these videos for y'all. So yeah, one thing that I wanted to go ahead and get started on was that we are really hurting in the resource department, right? We did some mining last episode. A lot of it was off camera with the boys and everything, but even still, we have big plans and big ambitions for some of the projects that we want to do. And to do that, we're going to need tons and tons of resources, right? And obviously there's only so much we can achieve at this state of the game. But we still need to go get them and do that. So I think what I'm going to do first off in this video is I'm going to do a little mining session. And while that's going on, answer a couple of questions that I've seen in the comments and everything, and also just address some information regarding the series, as well as give some shout outs to some people who showed some support and everything else. So yeah, I think we're going to get into that real quick and see what we can do with it. So yeah, guys, I will catch y'all in the mines. So I kind of wanted to give a brief explanation really quick of what our goals and visions are for the server when the whitelisting occurs and takes place. So the first kind of thing that I want to iterate and really kind of like, I guess, make it the main focal point of this entire conversation is that this is going to be a tailored experience, right? Meaning that a lot of the things that we have planned are going to be almost like a story or a game, right? Where you're supposed to do them for certain things, not in a particular order, but eventually you will come to a similar goal, regardless of how you kind of choose the path to take, right? And because of this, we're obviously going to have like the main city that's going to be like our central hub area for everything, and also where the final arena is going to be for the Champions League. But we're also going to have 3 gyms, right? Each corresponding to us as creators and the themes and challenges that we're going to be kind of putting into those is going to be unique for everyone, right? Now, because we're going for this more story-like approach, everyone who participates on the server is going to be in adventure mode, right? Instead of your typical standard SMP where it's like survival, right? We're doing this because we want to eliminate any potential performance problems, as well as things like griefing and kind of just other things that would be really annoying to manage for, I guess, like a large player base. And when I use the word large player base, I say that because we're looking to, during the whitelisting process, have a maximum of 500 players whitelisted, right? Now, this is a pretty large number, especially for us three to, I guess, manage. We're potentially looking into getting some type of moderation team together. But with that being said, it's not going to be one server where 500 people can log on. It's actually going to be 3 identical servers that you will kind of be able to pick and choose which one you play on, right? And I use the word identical because they will be exactly the same, right? The files will be the same. Everything will be the same. No server is going to get special treatment. We're going to, as creators, make sure to prioritize playing on all 3. That way, you know, it's not just like one of us is playing on server 1 and we're kind of ignoring the other 2. You know, we're going to get scheduling and everything like that together. But yeah, that's kind of all that I really need to touch base on with the whole Geometra experience for whitelisting. Going into my second thing here, and that's the fact that if you have any more questions or want to talk more about this, or even begin on the whitelisting process so you get in early before all those slots fill up, we actually created a community Discord server for Project Geometra. So, you know, we took some time, threw something together that we hope is going to be nice for you guys. We're not entirely experienced pro veteran Discord server people, but you know, we're trying our best. So we've tried to kind of assemble a place where everyone who's interested in Geometra can come and hang out and be part of a community. And we're hoping that it's going to turn out really well for everyone. And like I said before, the form to actually apply for the whitelist is going to be in that Discord, and I'll have that Discord in the description below, so that way you can join and do everything you need to. But yeah, it's going to be very exciting, very, very exhilarating, and I think now I want to go into giving some big shout outs to some people, right? So firstly, I just want to say I appreciate everybody's support on episode 1. It's been honestly so mind-blowing and amazing. Like, the support has been crazy. It's more support than I've probably ever received on anything ever. Not only just over the span of YouTube, but anything really in general. So it's been really positive and really motivating to keep me going and get, you know, the ball rolling on some of these projects and everything. And I did want to give one specific shout out to one user who goes by the name of Merkittens, who did an amazing fan art of me, Cypher, and Regent. And really, like, it's kind of mind-blowing to think that somebody took their time and effort to make this kind of creation for us 3. And it's honestly just been mind-blowing and super inspiring, you know? It really makes me feel like what we're doing is a step in the right direction and that people are really enjoying it. So big shout out to Merkittens for that amazing art. And hopefully, you know, if there's any other artists in the community and you want to submit art and stuff like that, we're going to have a space for that in the Geometra server. So hopefully we get some more fan art submissions and everything, and, you know, we can see some real talented people in the community. But other than that, guys, that's probably where I'm going to stop yapping now, and we're going to get right back into the video and everything that we need to get done. So yeah, I will catch y'all on the flip side. Alrighty, folks, and just like that, our mining adventure has come to a close. We also did some resource gathering in terms of building supplies and other things that are going to be useful. Very briefly, we'll just do a quick overlook of everything that we obtained. So we got a decent amount of iron, gold, you know, all these basic resources. Got some of these stones from Cobblemon. I know that some of these are used for like evolution things and everything like that, so these are pretty interesting to have. Got a decent amount of diamonds too. You know, still have a lot left over after making myself a full set of armor and everything like that, and also some tools. But yeah, we got a decent bit here. And also in here, this is all the building materials that we are going to use for our first kind of create workshop. You know, I definitely want to start getting into all the create stuff as early as possible, you know, so we can get resources automated and all types of different things. but I want to be able to do that all in kind of an organized space. So that way we don't have a bunch of contraptions and things just all over the place. So, however, really quickly before we head on over there, our friend Cypher has actually asked us to meet him over in a new area that he's created. He's called upon me and Regent with something that he says would be really fresh. I don't really know what that's supposed to mean, um, what that means for us or anything like that. But I think that we're uh just to play on the safe side, we're probably gonna pop this diamond armor off to not flex on the boys too hard. Um, Flex our wealth, Trying to be a little bit humble here in this early game before we go see them. But yeah, I'm gonna hop over there and see what they've got going on, and maybe it'll be interesting. I'm not too sure what we have in store, but yeah, I will catch you guys over there.
Hello.
Welcome, fellas, to the Mintagon, where your dreams are meant to happen.
Whoa. Whoa.
What
do we
That
think?
was purely awful. It looks good, man.
This is impressive. This is
This is
impressive.
great. I love the design of it.
I do as well.
Yeah, I've never concocted a hexagon in Minecraft before, so that was fun. But
I was about to say very symmetrical for a sincerely Cypher build.
I know. I gotta get out of this symmetrical funk that I'm in. But hey, maybe this will be the last one. Then I'll go to AA for symmetrical builders.
Yay for symmetrical builders.
So I'm gonna be 100% honest, and I don't know if Panda maybe I'm the one without the knowledge here. What does mints actually do for you?
You don't know about the mints?
I do not know. I'm Gen 3 old school. I don't think they even had mints there.
Hey, you know about the mints, right? Surely.
Yeah, I totally know about the mints, but I think for Regent's sake, I think you should just explain it anyway to both of us.
For Regent's sake, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah. I totally know
Well,
about these as a
thankfully-
businessman.
Well, thankfully for you guys, I'm very down to give you a little explanation. So let's get studying.
What?
What?
The
How did we get in these desks with these books? What have you done?
All right, fellas, you better pay attention because here we are at Cypher's Mint Masterclass. So, Pokemon have 6 stats that influence battle: health, attack, special attack, defense, special defense, and speed. Health determines your Pokemon's max health. Attack and special attack are stats that power up your moves. Special defense and regular defense protect your Pokemon from enemy moves, and speed determines whether your Pokemon goes first or second. All of these stats go up every time a Pokemon levels. However, they don't all grow at the same rate. Every Pokemon has a nature that influences the way their stats grow, except for health. Because of their nature, one of the Pokemon stats will grow faster than the rest, and another will grow slower than the rest. While you can't necessarily change a Pokemon's nature, you can change how the stats are affected using mints. Using 3 mint leaves of one stat and 1 mint leaf of another stat, you get a nature mint, which converts your Pokemon's nature to have the effect you desire. For example, an adamant mint can be made with 3 attack leaves, which are all red, and 1 special attack leaf, which is cyan. Using an adamant mint on your Pokemon will cause their attack stat to grow higher than usual with every level up, and their special attack to grow lower than usual at every level. This subtle change can amount to massive stat differences and is among the easiest ways to prep your Pokemon for competitive battling. Which nature you choose for your Pokemon comes down to what your strategy is and what role that Pokemon plays on your team. For example, a physical attacker or a special defender. You want to make sure whatever nature you choose raises a stat that you're trying to prioritize on that Pokemon and decreases a stat that you do not care about on the Pokemon. Did you boys catch all that?
Huh?
Well, that was definitely informative to say the very least. But yeah, guys, I think we're just gonna go ahead and hop right back into what we were doing before and get this create workshop built. So let's do that. And just like that, folks, we have wrapped things up on the building portion of today's episode. Building portion, I don't know. We got a workshop and everything. So let me give you a tour really quick. This is actually not the workshop. This is that stone building you saw me working on a little while ago. As you can see up here on this upper level, I've got this nice bedding area and then some drawers and everything for storage. You know, nice little decorations. Got this nice balcony out the front here, so we can look over the horizon of what will eventually be the city. In this we're kind of on the edge here of the industrial district. But as you can see, if we head on down, we've got some more decorations and everything, some shelving, little cooking set up here for what will be my humble abode. And if we pop outside real quick and we take a walk around, you'll notice, yes, this is a windmill, the building that we're living in. And in this season's theme or inspiration, we have made all the sails on the windmill pink. So that is super, super cool. Honestly, I really like the way this build turned out. This cobble and everything, I'm going to wait to get some moss or something to add a little bit of variety in here. Right now, it's all just the one cobblestone brick, but I didn't want to get too caught up in the details and then not get some other things done. So if we follow our little path here, coming out the front, and we cross this little bridge that I made, we now walk up over to the workshop, right? And the reason I have these as two separate builds is I'm thinking that like this, we got a wandering villager over there. But that's like my home, I guess, for right now. And then over here is like where I do my work and everything. So just kind of separating those two, making it a little bit more unique and everything. So if we pop one through here, there's not a ton going on in this building at the moment. If you're familiar with Create, we just have some basic things going here. We have some mechanical mixers for mixing up any recipes we may have. Not a lot we can do with these right now, but you know, in the future we'll be able to do some things here. So I went ahead and set them up. And also this right here, like this amalgamation of cogs and everything. I just wanted to do something a little bit different to connect this up, to make this feel more filled out and everything. I know that I could just like do this better with gearboxes and everything, but I don't know. This may change in the future, this corner over here. But then we come over here and we got some mechanical presses. This is nothing new that we haven't seen yet. We featured these in episode 1. And this is just for compressing some of our items down and everything. And because our rotational speed is so quick, it actually does these really, really quickly. So that's super cool and everything. And we also have behind me here these depots. And underneath each one of these, at least these 3 right now, there is lava here to smelt our items. There's encased fans underneath here, right? So essentially what it's doing is it's blowing the lava for mass smelting, right? If we look at something like iron ore, for instance, right? If we come over here, you can see that by blowing the air through the lava, you can smelt items, right? And Same thing going on here, except this one is a campfire. This is used for things like food and like what we have here right now, dried kelp. Think of it as like a smoker, basically. That's essentially what this is doing. And then this one has water underneath of it, and the water is used for some pretty unique recipes, right? So if we take a look on over here to the bulk washing, it's capable of doing, I would say, like vanilla adjacent things, like turning concrete powder into concrete, but it'll also do things like turn sand into clay, and also like red sand can give you gold nuggets and all types of fun and interesting stuff, right? That just adds a little bit of variety to some of the recipes we've got. And these are just for, you know, these are not assembly line setups or anything. These are just here for when I need the odd, you know, dried kelp cooked or some ore cooked or anything like that. But as you can see, this is all running up here through the floor, right? And that'll take me to kind of where we're going next with things. If we walk down here, so you can see the front of this. You probably saw this in the time lapse while I was building, but maybe not. So here's the, I guess, like the back half of the building, right? And as you can see here, we have these beautiful water wheels that are, one, generating us the stress rotation that we need to power those machines inside. But also we just got this nice channel leading this water down to the ocean, right? Kind of integrate this into the world. And the cool thing is that with the addition of our windmill and some clever connecting on my part, right, I was able to actually hook our windmill up. There's an underground channel here where this windmill is also powering everything inside of our workshop. So that's super neat, right? And then if we pop inside here, I'm going to try to do this without getting water everywhere, right? But if we pop in here, you can see this pretty well. We have here what this is, essentially, if you've never done something like this in Create before, what we're doing here is we're gear ratioing. Okay, so what essentially is going on here is we have a big gear, and then it goes into a small gear, right? And this is kind of hard to see with the particles, but what we then do is this kind of like inner radius, like this gray shaft part, right, of the small gear, we'll then set that up on a big gear like this, right? So basically when this big cogwheel spins this little one faster, it will make the rotation of the next bigger one that's up one block, still connected to this, spin at a faster rate. And then we push that back into another smaller one, and then it will go into another big wheels like center channel here, right? I'll probably have like a diagram up on the screen that kind of explains a little bit more about how this works, but it's very simple to do here in the early game. And before we have access to things like brass and stuff like that, it's kind of what we have to do if we want to have faster speeds. So I think this doubles it every time from the base speed. So we don't have a ton of control, but so far we're managing to run everything in here at this speed, which is pretty fast, and nothing is breaking, so that's good. If we need more stress capacity, we can always do some upgrades and everything, but for right now, I think this is going to be fine, especially considering the fact that these mixers aren't going to be used a ton, so we could really disconnect this here and save a lot of stress from just doing that. Okay, but now that we got that sorted, there's a couple of things that I want to do that I wanted to get on camera while we were doing them because I didn't want to do them without you guys. So we're going to hop into that right now. Oh, excuse me. And these gold sheets are part of that, right? And some of the items that we're going to make right now are pretty useful when you're doing create stuff. almost necessary in certain aspects. But the first one we're going to make is this wrench here, right? And this is a really cool tool because what it allows us to do is like rotate things and change orientations of blocks and how they function and everything. So, and then the next thing we're going to make is the engineer's goggles, right? And these are a really cool item. Other than making us look super cool, you know, we can actually see through them. That's pretty, we can see through the back of our head right now. That's pretty wild. But other than just making us look really cool, they do a lot of really cool things. So they will tell us like how much stress impact this is having on our network. As you can see, these are actually a lot higher than some of the other things. But also if we looked at something like our windmill, I believe it would like show us how much stress that's outputting and everything like that. So super useful item to have when you're doing anything with the create mod, almost essential. And we've got one more item that we're going to be making. This one I actually have not used a ton of because normally when I play modded like this, there's different options for backpack / storage things, but we're going to make one of these, or we're actually going to make a couple of these toolboxes from create. And they're fairly simple to make once you have these gold sheets. They just need a piece of leather as well. And I think if we just make up a couple chests like this, and then do this, and then we make them pink, because why not? Yeah, conveniently holds a large amount of 8 different item types. When picked up, retains inventory. Can hold the toolbox keybind to access its contents remotely. Right, so this is pretty cool because I think we can just like throw things in here and it just like if we pick it up, yeah, now this just has our items in it. Right, so it's basically yeah, we can clear it. We can do a lot of stuff like that. So basically having 2 or 3 of these just lying around is not a bad idea for just moving things around, because our backpack situation is not the greatest. It's a very strange backpack. I figured that out when we were mining. It's not my favorite in the world. So yeah, I'm probably going to be using these toolboxes instead. And it's cool because they fit a little bit more thematically with what I'm doing. So I've been made aware by my fellow companions on the server that as the create guy, create expert, whatever you would like to call me, expert is definitely not the right word because I am not, but I've been informed that it is my duty with these amazing create powers here to come up with some resource generation for some of the fellas. And I've had 1 or 2 requests for some things that we can make. And I'm going to try and come up with my own kind of spin or design on these things. The first being cobblestone, like automating the process of getting cobblestone, which with create is not a challenge at all. That's actually very, very simple to do. It's not a huge accomplishment to do that. But then also I was thinking, right, maybe having a setup where we could collect cobblestone, but also maybe have some regular stone get collected as well and automatically smelted down and ready to be used for other builds, right? One of the other things that was asked of me was to obtain the materials for concrete, right? And these are not necessarily the most difficult to do with create. Apart from sand, sand is a little bit gated as far as automation capabilities are concerned at the current moment, but it's not something that we can't tackle eventually, right? So I think for right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the materials together for our cobblestone / stone farm / generator, and also get some materials together to then take maybe some of the cobblestone from that generator and then turn it into gravel, right? So that way, even though we still need sand for concrete, we'll at least have the gravel portion of concrete. So yeah, I'm going to collect all that stuff up and figure out what we need for it and maybe get a little thing set up for it. And when I do, I will be right back and show you guys how it works or me setting it up. So yeah, guys, I will be right back. Okay, folks, so we're back now, and I actually went ahead and built the system I was talking about for gravel, cobble, and stone production. So without further ado, let's get into it. Things are a lot busier in here than they were last time, but the first main component of this system, right, it is, let me not get flung around by this guy. It's this cobblestone generator, right? We just have a simple lava water, set up here with some trapdoors. That's how this is able to function and hover above here. And then we have this mechanical drill here from Create. And what this does is it mines blocks. That's essentially all it does. And we've connected it here with some, contraptions and everything, some belts, all that stuff. We then have this chute that basically acts as like a glorified hopper. The cobblestone falls down, gets sent onto this belt, at which point it is then sent on this other belt here. And for the time being, what it's going to do is go into this drawer right here. This is where our cobblestone is being collected currently, right? And that's all fine and dandy. Now, from here, we have a funnel here. I should have mentioned that what's allowing this to go into this barrel or drawer is a funnel. We have this second funnel here that outputs onto our item drains, which is like not the best way to move items, but like I just like the way it looks, how the items will like roll along the drains. And then we have them pumping into a chute setup here. And you can't really see it from here, but underneath here there is a encased fan, right? It's hooked up on the same system these ones are. And it is actually blowing air up here, up through these chutes. So the cobblestone is being sent up the chute line. To the point where eventually, I grab some blocks here and build up. It will get output onto this belt where it moves very, very slowly. To pull this off, I actually had to do some really weird trickery underneath, where basically I had to use the initial water wheel speed. And then over here, this is just an encased fan setup, and then we got some lava over here. And we just tapped into our power over here. I also cleaned all this up in the corner. I was talking about it before, but I just went ahead and did it because it was a lot easier to hook this up once I cleaned everything up, and it kind of looks a lot nicer in here now. But with that being said, it then cooks on the belt. As you can see, it's turning into stone, at which point it falls into the chute and goes diagonal like this, and then ends up in our stone barrel, right? So we have a decent amount of this being made. And from the looks of it, we are producing cobblestone quicker than it's turning into stone, which is good. That's really good. I want this to fill up first before everything. So the other component, which is not as, I would say, worked out as some of the other things, but will eventually work, is that once this is filled up, right, and this belt gets very full, which it will do eventually, we then have this weighted ejector here, right? And this is a really interesting block from Create. So what this is capable of doing is that if you while you're holding it in your hand, if you shift right click it onto a block or an inventory, it will actually, once it gets a item on this ejector, it will launch it right into the inventory. And as you can see up here, I have this nice little hopper set up. This is just so it can catch the item and then send it into a millstone. So if we chuck that on there, I don't know if you could see that or not. It was pretty quick. So let's do a couple here. As you can see, it's launching them. and then it lands in that hopper up there. Yep, like that. And then that comes down here into our millstone, which is also connected via this. And then we're just using a chute here to send it into a barrel for gravel. So that is super, super cool, super, super neat. This was a really fun build to do, as far as figuring out how all these work and everything. There's definitely like things I could have done like more efficiently, I believe. Half of this was just making it look cool, like having all these moving blocks and sending it up here. This is really just more wow factor than functionality. I mean, it works, right? Like, it's doing what I need it to do, so it's functional as well. But this is definitely a little over the top. But it was feeling a little empty in here, so I wanted to do something that made it a little bit more, extra, I guess is the right word to put it. But yeah, guys, that is our cobble gen, and our we have stone generating as well, and then some gravel for the first half of concrete. I think what we're gonna do now, because we've been doing a lot of building, a lot of create, a lot of that stuff, we're gonna get back to the Cobblemon aspect of this pack, and we're gonna go out into the wild. We're gonna catch. I think I'm gonna catch 2 new Pokemon. I think, Nickit was, cool for episode 1, but I don't think that the Nickit's gonna be a permanent part of the team. Just because, I was kind of on a time crunch and just looking for a cute Pokemon. I've done a little bit more research now into maybe some actual contenders for a team. Fufu, of course, is staying on the team, as always. That's not changing. But yeah, so I think we're going to go out into the wilderness. We're going to catch 2 new Pokemon. And we also, after we catch 2 new Pokemon, maybe we'll do this in the process, but we also need to get both, or I guess all 3 of those Pokemon up to around level 20. Because the next time we decided on battling, that's kind of the bar that Cypher set was. We were going to have level 20 Pokemon. So going ahead and doing that will make life easier for us and make it more, fun, whatever, because leveling up is a fun procedure. But yeah, guys, let's go out into the wilderness and get to some Pokemon hunting. But before we do any of that, let's head over to our windmill house with this neat little guy right here. Yeah, look at that. That is modern engineering. And let's swap out our Springer hat for something a little bit more adventurous. That way we have, look at that little guy. Just because we're going out on a journey and having fun and everything like that. But yeah, I think getting some of these new Pokemon, I think some of them are going to be really easy to find, and then other ones we're going to have to go explore a little bit. So one thing to note is that our Cobbledex mod got an update, right? While I was in the middle of recording this, so I'm going to show that off to you guys right now. It's a lot better than it was before. All it would do is kind of show you the Pokemon that you were looking at and kind of its general information, but like basically I'd have to like come up to this Nickit here and then right click it, and it would just show me the information for the Nickit, and like it would store that you discovered it or captured it, but it wouldn't show that like, hey, this is we have like a list, like a comprehensive list, right? So one of the first cool things is that now when you hold it in your hand, instead of it being like a flat 2D model, it's this nice 3D model. It looks really good. And as you can see when you hold it in your hand as well, like looking from another perspective, it's still pretty flat, but it looks a lot better than it did before. It was kind of just a flat 2D image, right? But if we open this up, we can see now that it allows us to see all the Pokemon available to us, right? And as we capture them or discover them, you know, it'll fill this out, right? Which I think is really good because it gives a really nice incentive for, as far as like if we wanted to get all the Pokemon, we can now visually see that, right? But then obviously too, if you have discovered it, you can, I mean, even if you haven't discovered it, you can still click on these, but it'll show you some like information and like what they drop and where to find these and everything. And if they have an evolution, it'll show the evolution in there. But this is a really nice feature that this got updated to, which, you know, I really am enjoying. But yeah, just wanted to quickly note that, because that's going to help. This new update actually is going to help me find one of the Pokemon that I'm looking for the team edition and everything. And because of that, now I know I need to go over to a biome that we discovered over here. So we're making our way for this cherry blossom area here. That way we can find a Pokemon in this cherry grove. So this Pokemon that I'm going over here to capture, there's 2 ways of getting it, right? For the team and I guess the theme of everything, right? And that's obviously just catching the normal variant of it, which is super common, not really a big deal, not that much of an issue. But then there's also the possibility to catch the shiny variant of it, right? Yeah, we'll just see how it goes, because you never know. Could get really lucky. There has been one instance, I don't know if I've mentioned it yet, but you may have saw it in my Pokédex where Cypher, while we were planning some stuff out for an episode, we stumbled across a shiny Ditto, and we both tried catching it, and I ended up catching it. So, you know, it's not impossible for shinies to spawn. It's definitely not impossible. It's very much within reason. But okay, folks, so I've stumbled across 2 of these here, and these are what we're looking for. It's these cutie flies, right? And as you can see, this is, in my opinion, a really adorable looking Pokemon. Someone in the comments actually suggested this, and I really like the look of this Pokemon. And the shiny version, obviously, with it being pink, is even better. But I think we're going to try and catch it and see if we can get it easily. I don't really want to weaken it with Fufu because it's such a low level, but yeah. So we caught one there. And that's pretty sweet. So now we have one on the team, and we could technically spend some time leveling it up and everything. But I think that's what I'm going to do over here. I think I'm just going to discover some new Pokemon, decide whether or not I want to, you know, stick around for the shiny version or anything. But all right, folks, so while I'm over here and I'm just like waiting for different Pokemon to spawn, I'm gonna go over here and see if anyone has raided this. I think this is a pillager outpost. I'm not too sure what it is, but it is a structure, which means that it might have chests, and that means it might have hats. So, oh yeah, there's a chest up here. Let's see. Ooh, a rare hat grab bag. Okay, hold on now. Thank goodness it had some food too, because I really needed some. Or I have to go back to the base. Let's see what hat we get. This is really exciting. Open it up. Ooh. Ender Dragon Skull. What does that look like? Oh my goodness. We've got particles with it too. That's kind of crazy. Not really the aesthetic of what we're going for, but still a very cool hat. We can maybe give that to one of the other fellas and see if, you know, they would use it for anything. But I don't think there's any other chest here. I think that was it. So, I don't know. We're just going to go back to the shiny hunting, I guess. Hey guys, I'm still over here doing everything that I am, just looking for shinies and everything like that. And there is a Munchlax over here. Now, I only have 31 Pokeballs, but I really, really, really would like to have a Munchlax. Just so I can get a Snorlax. Oh god, don't die. I don't think my guys are going to be capable of really fighting him without getting, like, destroyed. Because he is, like, level 25. But I think I could try. Oh, we got it. Okay, cool, cool, cool. That's what's up. Okay, guys, so unfortunately, we weren't able to find one. I'm going to try something different, though. And this definitely may be something we touch upon more in the next video. But because we were lucky enough to capture that shiny Ditto in between the episodes with Cypher, right? I'm actually going to see if we can maybe breed a shiny variant of our Pokemon. Now, I'm not too familiar with how this breeding works and if it's like how functional, like if this will even do what I want it to, but I think this is just as good as waiting for shiny, which is like a 1 in 8,000 chance. So to do this, we need this pasture block from Cobblemon, right? And we have another mod installed that allows us to breed the Pokemon together. So what I've done here is here's our Ditto, the shiny one, and then we have our Cutie Fly as well. And I'm going to put these two together in here. Now, Cutie Fly is going to fly out. That's just because it flies. I'm putting Ditto here, though, in this enclosure because I was testing this out a little bit, and without a fence, like, he would just, like, wander off and die somehow. I don't know how or why. I'm hoping the fence will prevent that from happening, so that way they can actually breed. But if we have these two Pokemon in here together, they should breed and make an egg, and then there hopefully is a chance that the egg it makes is shiny. Now, what are you? I think that should still allow him to. I think this should still work, right? We just need to be able to access this so we can get the egg. But I guess he could jump up on this. So, yeah, we'll just leave this to do its thing, though, and maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we won't. But in the meantime, we're going to go look for the second Pokemon that I want. But what we're going for is a Slowpoke, right? One, because it's pink, and, even though its face looks a little, dumb, I guess. I don't know what to say. I think it's pretty cute. Just kind of it's like a dumb cute, like when there's like a really ugly dog or something. I don't know. But yeah, so we're going to look for one of those. Like I said, I've seen a couple of them spawn over here, like on these beaches while I was building and everything. And of course, now that I need one, I'm not seeing it. Okay, folks. And here we have a Slowpoke. It doesn't have the greatest IVs. So I don't know if we could go ahead and just catch one. I don't think it'll be too big of a deal to just go ahead and get one. But I don't think this is going to be a huge accomplishment to catch this. I think it should be fairly easy for the most part. Might take 1 or 2 tries though, just because it is like level 15 or whatever, but we got it. So that's kind of what our team / roster is going to look like for the next battle. We're going to use Slowpoke, Fufu, and then hopefully, we're going to use Cutie Fly regardless, But if we got a shiny one, that would be stellar, because then we could, if we get one, we could then have it be pink as well. So, yeah, it's just one of those things where we're just going to have to wait and see how it all plays out. Look at that guy over there. What's he doing? Old Region Titan. Hello, hello. How are you doing today?
How are you? I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing pretty good myself.
Looks like you've been busy over there.
Yeah, there's been a little bit of work been going on, a little bit of creating, if you could say that.
A little on the nose there, but
Yeah, just a little bit.
is that
just a little
your
bit.
workshop then, or?
Yeah, that's the first workshop in this big beautiful industrial zone over here. So it's
Nice.
the start of something brand new.
Nice. Yeah, I'm just getting back from collecting materials for, I don't know if you can see my ship over there, but collecting materials for my lab, which I actually needed to discuss with you really quick. I'm planning on building it, but I'm a poor boy. I don't have any of the finances to buy the lab equipment. I need to flush it out.
So
I was... Yeah, can we do a lower interest rate though, please? I beg of you.
Well,
Be kind.
you know what? I'm willing to consider it, just because you bested me in battle last time, pretty egregiously. It was kind of a landslide victory, and for that, I feel like maybe you've earned a discount on the interest rate here for this one-time exception to get you going.
So
Yeah.
all I got to do is beat you up to get better.
Well, that's not
Contracts.
what I'm saying. I'm just saying, I'm hoping maybe this will provide some grace, so that way maybe next time things won't be so rough if you're picking up what I'm putting down, maybe a
Gotcha.
little
Yep.
maybe like a mercy, a little bit of mercy, something like that.
Okay. Well, you know what? I can arrange things as needed.
Yeah. And plus, I mean, Regent, be honest
Yeah.
with me, that Cypher, he beat both of us, so we kind of
Very.
we got to kind of stick
handedly.
together.
We do.
just
Yes.
a little bit.
It's we got to take him down this next tournament or battle that we have, definitely.
Yeah.
So I'm
So,
plotting and scheming. I'm sure you were doing the same.
Oh, absolutely. It's all I do is plot. It's all I do. So,
All right.
what'd you have in
Well-
mind for this loan?
Well, I have three floors of lab that I need all the goods in, basically. Everything, analyzers, dicers, everything that you could possibly need in a lab.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
would you be willing to get it to me relatively quickly? Do you got any contacts that you can maybe arrange with?
Yeah, I think I got a couple of guys that I could make some calls to and get together some equipment for you.
Awesome.
Definitely at a decent time frame.
All right. Well, awesome. Well, I gotta get back to gathering equipment. I'm a little behind. You already got your crate shop up, or not equipment, materials. You got your crate shop up, and I'm not even laid the foundation for my lab quite yet. I just got the area marked out. So,
Well,
and I'm
it's
sailing the high seas. So,
it's a marathon, brother, not a sprint. It'll get done in due time. That is a very impressive looking ship you've got over there.
thank you.
Yeah.
Custom dyed sails. McShippins is
Screams
my favorite.
luxury. Screams luxury.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Well,
Well,
thank you, sir.
yeah, I'll get that over to you and get my boys to send it over to you in a reasonable amount of time. So, yeah, man,
Okay. Let me know how much I owe you.
we'll do. And I think the interest rate for this one, we know 200% is the
comes.
going rate. I'm thinking at a reduced rate here, we may just be looking at maybe like a 5%, maybe something like that,
Thank
But-
goodness.
I'll get an invoice together, get something a little bit more official
Okay.
for you.
Yep. Yep, I'll have a mailbox at the lab, so you can drop it in there.
Okay, sweet. Sounds good.
All right.
Well,
Well, thank you, Panda.
all right. Yeah, no problem, man. I will catch you later. Well, folks, it appears our friend Regent needs a little bit of lab equipment, which is definitely something I'll be able to help out with. I really need to be able to get into contact with some of my old business friends back home, but I don't know if like I had a couple of items that I hired some guys to bring to Geometra with me. I don't really know how it's gonna work since I fell off that boat and everything, but oh, maybe they found me. Hold on. What's this basket up here? Oh, this is all my stuff. My legit Pokeball parts and my Pokenav. This is what I need to get into contact with my contacts back home. Let's get a quick look at this invoice real quick. See what they're charging me for all this. For the acquisition and transport of several items for one Dillard Hornshoe. Yeah, I forgot about this. I had to give him a fake name because I'm a little you know, well known back home, so didn't really bode too well for everyone. But would you look at this? I mean, import tax 3%, regional tax 8%, and there's no reference of like what the 3 and 8% are even for. Like, what is this? Like, they're nickel and diming me here. Like, what the heck? These moving Machops, man. I mean, I guess it's all right. I mean, I have my Pokenav, so I can get in contact with some old business friends and I don't know, maybe get a deal worked out with them where we can start earning some money and pay that off, hopefully. But I think I'm gonna give them a call real quick and see if we can work something out, not only for Regent but for myself as well. So let me do that real quick. Hey, fellas, it's me, Dillard. Yeah. Yeah, I actually got something interesting here, in this new area. It looks like it's got a lot of potential, you know, business potential, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds sweet. Do you also know anyone who'd be able to get their hands on some lab equipment? You know, scientific stuff? The bits and bobs? Oh, okay, sweet. Yeah, well, I'll send you the address and I'll see you guys soon, alright? Yeah. Talk to you in a few. But yeah, guys, I think just like that, that's probably where we're gonna wrap things up for today's episode. It has been a crazy one. We've gotten a ton of stuff done a lot with Create, gotten some Cobblemon, you know, done just about everything I can think of for a nice episode 2, wrapping it up here on the Geometra server. So yeah, guys, as always, if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and let me know what you guys might want to see in the comments below. It's been super fun so far to get this series going and see all your guys' support again. It's been more than fulfilling. It's been amazing. So yeah, keep it up, and yeah, guys, I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.